Hello, last time we had a question for you. When Jesus was talking about building on a rock, what was he talking about? There are lots of different scenarios and things that Jesus wants us to know, but it can all be summed up in one word, that word being love. In a moment, I'm going to give you another question. But first of all, I just wanted to remind you of the story that we had at the beginning of the spring term. This was the story of the lost sheep. He is a farmer. He has 100 sheep. He is counting them. One of his sheep is missing. Oh dear. Where has it gone? Is it in the hen house? No. Is it behind the haystack? No. Is it under the edges? No. He is lost. All day the farmer looks. He is looking for his sheep. He climbs up the hill and he scrambles over rocks. He crawls through bushes and brambles. The thorns scratch his leg, but he won't give up. He is tired and he is hungry and his feet ache, but he's not going to give up. At last, the farmer sees his sheep. He is falling in the river. He dives into the water. Splosh! He rescues the sheep. Hooray, the farmer finds his sheep. Let's have a party. Jesus said, God is like the farmer. He loves us, and just like the farmer loves his sheep. So, the sheep was happy that he was found, and he knew he was loved. Even though the sheep was lost on his own doing, he was loved by the farmer. So, this story is not really about the sheep or his shepherd. This story is about us, and that God loves each and every one of us. So we know that the Bible tells us that we are loved by God. But what's this got to do with the story of the wise and foolish builders? So here is one more question for you. Does the Bible tell us that we are loved by God because who we are, or does it tell us about what we do? Give you a few moments to think about that.
Hi there, I'm Carla. So, what has this to do with the story of the wise and the foolish builder? The important thing Jesus wanted people to know is that God loves them no matter what. And God wanted people to trust him. Jesus told this story about building two houses to help people understand this. But remember, the important part isn't about building two houses. The important part of the story is what they were built on. In this story, God's love is like the rock. If someone does build a house on rock, they know that when a flood comes, the house isn't going to be washed away. Jesus is saying that trusting God's love is a wise thing to do. If people trust that God loves them, they too will feel confident knowing they are created by God and loved, and nothing can come along and spoil this. They feel loved and secure, even bad things, difficult things, or sad things happen. So here is one final question for you to consider before we finish. Does God love the man who built on the rock more than the man who built on the sand? So talk about that with your teacher. Bye.